Toronto Tempo announced Sandy Brondello as head coach after Liberty firing. One season without a WNBA title, and the New York Liberty said goodbye to Sandy Brondello. However, according to Liberty GM Jonathan Kolb, it was just a fork-in-the-road moment. This decision was in no way punitive, nor was it reactive, but it's instead rooted in being proactive. Nor was this decision based solely on the results this past season, Kolb said. Ultimately, we determined that evolution and innovation are what is needed at this time. As the winningest coach in Liberty history, Sandy Brondello wasn't in the job market for long. According to Howard Megdal of the 9 Sports, Toronto Tempo has hired Brondello as the first coach in their franchise history. Sandy Brondello has been chosen as the next /first head coach of the Toronto Tempo. Multiple sources have told the 9 Sports. Megdal said on the 9 Sports YouTube channel. According to other reports, the Tempo had spoken with several experienced candidates, including former Chicago Sky coach James Wade, Indiana Pacers assistant Jenny Boucek, and former Atlanta Dream coach Tanisha Wright. But Brondello's track record made her an obvious choice. Brondello reportedly wanted Toronto to have an opportunity she had never had before, to build a team from the ground up. In her much-celebrated career at Phoenix and Liberty, Brondello has gone 271-181 with 2 championships across her 12 seasons. But in both teams, she has had a ready-made super team. At Phoenix, it was Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, and Dewana Bonner, while at Liberty, it was Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, and Jonquil Jones. There were additions supported by Brondello, Stewart and Jones being 2 of them, but she already had a strong base to build on, Ionescu. However, at Tempo, it's a literal clean slate, and she will have a powerful voice in strategizing the direction of the new franchise. Paige Bueckers will be a little disappointed with this news, as the Dallas Wings reportedly pursued Brondello to be their Chris Cocklane's replacement. Brondello's past experience in growing guards like Sabrina and Taurasi made it seem like Bueckers and Taurasi were the perfect fit. But Toronto was the first to jump in, and Brondello will spearhead the expansion franchise. But according to Jackie Powell, the 2025 expansion franchise, Golden State Valkyries, played a role in this decision. Sandy Brondello has a task cut out in Toronto. Brondello had her options to choose from, but she went for the hardest one. Yes, Tempo will give her more freedom and set the values for the franchise, but it comes with unforeseen challenges. First comes the high expectations Golden State has set for the incoming franchises. She's someone who's going to help the Tempo shape their foundation and build on the standard that the Golden State Valkyries have set for an expansion franchise this past season. Powell said, "Golden State really set the tone here. I guess I should say the Tempo for what it is that people are hoping for out of expansion this year." Megdal agreed. In their 2025 inaugural season, the Golden State Valkyries set multiple league attendance records, sold out every home game, were valued at roughly $500 million, and became the first WNBA expansion team to clinch a playoff berth in year 1. They had the Coach of the Year in Natalie Nakase, who made their underwhelming on-paper team look like a defensive beast. They had the Most Improved Player of the Year in Veronica Burton. It was a historic season that was capped by their president recently being named as the inaugural recipient of the WNBA Business Executive Leadership Award. Brondello isn't just facing sky-high expectations, she's got a massive curveball in the form of CBA uncertainty. The new expansion draft rules hinge on that agreement, and with negotiations reportedly far from settled as the October 31st deadline looms, Toronto might be stuck waiting quite a while before it can officially start building its roster. The expansion draft, which is supposed to be in December, like last year, could be delayed, affecting the free agency starting in January. So even if it seems Brondello has enough time to put together a roster, the situation cuts it down by a lot.